Library of Heaven's Path. Chapter 44, I will choose one. What? That little fellow dares to say that of Master Mo Yang? Master helped him pick out a treasure out of goodwill, and yet he claims that the master is trying to deceive him. What an arrogant lad. Hearing Zhang Xuan's words, the crowd was dumbfounded for an instant before bursting into commotion. Is that lad's head all right? The master went through so much difficulty to help him choose a treasure, and yet he says that. Fraud, acting cool? What did you say? Apparently, he didn't expect the young man to respond in such a manner. Master Mo Yang's face darkened. Little friend, do you have some kind of misunderstanding against me? Misunderstanding? You should be more than aware of what I am saying. If you want to scam someone, go ahead. It's none of my business, and I am not interested in interfering in your affairs as well. I choose my own artifacts while you scam your victims. Let's stay out of each other's path. So, stop putting on that haughty look of yours in front of me. Zhang Xuan waved him away, annoyed. He had never borne any goodwill towards scammers. Even so, as long as the other party didn't get on his nerves, he was willing to let the issue slide. Yet, this fellow intended to make use of him to act cool. He was truly courting his death. What audacity! Master Mo Yang's face paled and he flung his sleeves, his actions carrying an aura of righteousness with it. I have attained the qualifications of an appraiser 30 years ago, and I have helped numerous people out of difficulty. My conscience is clear. There has never been a single person who had accused me of scamming them. Everyone here can bear testimony to that. When had I ever scammed any one of you? Master Mo Yang is compassionate and saves those who are in precarious situations. How could he possibly be a fraudster? That falsifying youngster over there, you must be tired of living. Master, don't get angry. I will teach that fellow a lesson in your place, so that he will learn to not to spout lies in the future. With just a few words, Master Mo Yang managed to stir up the rage of everyone here. Every single of them looked at Zhang Xuan as though he had murdered their family. Attained the qualifications of an appraiser 30 years ago? Conscience is clear? Zhang Xuan was speechless. You are just a small apprentice appraiser. Must you try so hard to act as though you are bigger than that? Your skin is much thicker than I thought. No wonder you are able to become scammer wanted by the Liuzhou kingdom. Not only is your skin unbelievably thick, your ability to adapt to abrupt changes is truly frightening. Other scammers would panic when they were exposed before others. Yet, this fellow skillfully reversed the tip of the arrow back towards him, making it hard for him to step down from the current situation. If Zhang Xuan didn't possess the Library of Heaven's Path, upon seeing how righteously the other party was acting, he would have surely suspected that he might be making a mistake. However, with the library in his hands, since it was stated on it that he was a scammer, then he was definitely one. Everyone, calm down. Seeing that everyone's anger was stirred and that he was on the offense now, Master Mo Yang waved his hands and said, I am a forgiving person. If you can apologize for the words you said a moment ago, I can choose to not pursue the matter. Otherwise, you should be well aware of the punishment awaiting you for intentionally slandering me. Punishment? Zhang Xuan shook his head. It isn't that hard to verify whether you are a scammer or not and whether I am lying or not. As long as they clean the outer coating off the artifacts they just bought, we will know the results instantly. What is the use of speaking so much nonsense here? Clean it? Master Mo Yang seemed to have predicted that he would say such words. He replied calmly, I have already said previously that I will be leaving Tianqian City by tonight. The artifacts that I have chosen for them are all large in size and will require at least half a day before their true form emerges. I still have urgent matters to attend to, and I cannot delay my departure for that long a time. Why, are you going to say that the reason why I am unwilling to stay here any longer is because I feel guilty, so that you can make use of this to accuse me." At this point, the elderly swung his arms and exuded a haughty disposition. "I, Mo Yang, lived an upright life, so there's no reason for me to fear your accusations. However, I had helped you pick out an artifact out of goodwill on my part, only to have you accuse me of scamming you. Since you don't have concrete proof, it is an act of slander. Do you know the consequences of slandering a master appraiser?" Hearing these words, Zhang Xuan realized that he was still underestimating the shamelessness of the other party. As expected of a professional scammer, to have already thought of a plan to back away if the situation were to turn awry. He had already clearly expressed that he would be leaving Tianxian Kingdom tonight, thus paving an escape path beforehand. Before Zhang Xuan could even speak, he was already counterattacked. Right now, even if he were to say that he was afraid of waiting until the artifacts were cleaned thoroughly, no one would believe his words. Furthermore, Zhang Xuan really didn't have any evidence to prove that he is a scammer. The secret on the library of Heaven's Path could not be revealed. Even if it was revealed, there must be at least someone here who was willing to believe him. "Lad, kneel down and apologize to the master now. To dare to say that the master is a scammer, do you think that I dare not to kill you right now? Where did this audacious beast come from, to dare to lay doubt upon the master's innocence?" Upon seeing how righteous and indignant the master was, many people chose to believe in him instantly, and the lot of them started to chastise Zhang Xuan. These people were completely furious. Those who were scammed had self-hypnotized themselves due to their reluctance to accept the claim that they have been scammed. No matter who it was, if someone dared to interrupt their beautiful dream, they would be refuted adamantly and rebuked. From their viewpoint, Master Mo Yang was an upright person, so how could he possibly be a scammer? What kind of joke was this? Since this fellow dares to claim that the master is a scammer, he should be skilled in appraising, right? If you are that capable, why don't you choose one artifact out for us to see? If the one you chose turns out to be trash, you shall stop putting on an act here and scram. A voice from the crowd snorted. Indeed. Since you said that I am a scammer, and you are unwilling to accept the artifact I chose out for you, I'm sure you must be knowledgeable in appraising as well. At this point, Master Mo Yang nodded his head and looks over. How about this? I will give you a chance. We will each choose a simple and small artifact together, so that we can clean it quickly for appraisal. As long as you are able to profit out of the object you chose, I will acknowledge that you are skilled and I will let the issue drop. But if you choose a useless trash, then I'm sorry, but you will have to buy the treasure I just picked out for you. Kneel down and apologize to me. You want to compete with me in a battle of appraisal? Just a moment ago, Zhang Xuan was still in a dilemma on coming up with evidence against him. However, hearing his words, he was slightly taken aback and he almost laughed on the spot. This fellow must have a screw loose. Zhang Xuan himself possessed the library of Heaven's Path. If he were to claim that he was second in appraising, no one would dare to claim that they were first in the world. Are you sure that your head didn't get jammed between doors? However, after giving it some careful thought, he was also able to comprehend the rationale behind the other party's action. In the other party's perspective, Zhang Xuan was only an 18 or 19-year-old youth, so what could he possibly know about appraising? Besides, since he was able to help others profit a few days ago, he must have prepared several means beforehand. If both of them appraised concurrently and Zhang Xuan were to choose a useless artifact, he would be able to make use of this opportunity to further build up his prestige. Perhaps, he might even be able to attract a few fools to invest frenziedly. Why? You don't dare to accept the challenge? Master Mo Yang was resolute to eat Zhang Xuan whole. Fine. Since the other party was seeking some thrill, how could Zhang Xuan bear to refuse him? Alright, then I'll go first. Master Mo Yang flung his robe and walked along the long, elevated platform with large strides. He quickly stopped before a palm-sized artifact and picked it up. This object was covered by a thick layer of rock, such that even the shape of the object inside could not be ascertained, needless to say, determine whether it was valuable or not. Dealer, how much does this cost? Picking up the object, Master Mo Yang inquired. This object is small in size and there isn't much spirit energy movement that can be felt from it. 200 gold coins. The dealer replied, and he walked over to Master Mo Yang. All right, find someone to help me clean this up. Passing over the money, Master Mo Yang said calmly. Yes. The dealer grabbed hold of the treasure and sent it to the hall at the back. A moment later, he came out with a golden toad in his hands. With an excited look, he said, "Congratulations, Master. It is the shed skin of spirit-horned golden toad." What is a spirit-horned golden toad? Spirit-horned golden toad is a tier 6 savage beast. Of its entire body, its most valuable part is its skin. It only molts once in its entire life. This object can be used in medicine and it is extremely valuable. As expected of Master Mo Yang, to be able to pick out a treasure amidst everything else. Your ability of discernment is incredible. Upon hearing that it was the shed skin of the spirit-horned golden toad, the hall burst into commotion. Many people may not know of this item, so why don't you just state a price? It will be much more spectacular that way. With his head up high, Master Mo Yang constantly exuded an acting cool aura as he spoke flatly. This object is worth 2,000 gold coins. The dealer exclaimed. 2,000 gold coins. After buying it with 200 gold coins, the price grows to 2,000 gold coin in an instant? A revenue of tenfold? This is too incredible. As expected of the master. If you can profit so much through a small object, then surely I will be able to make a killing over that giant artifact you chose for me previously. Upon seeing the sight, the eyes of the slightly worried crowd started burning fanatically again. A master isn't just for show, a clear difference in standards shows the moment he makes a move. All right, it's your turn. Master Mo Yang gestured with a cold gaze. Zhang Xuan nodded his head. Knowing that the other party was a scammer, he was aware that he would surely have a contingency plan. Even so, he didn't expect his contingency plan to be so incredible. He had to choose something at least of the same level as him. Can I choose the artifact first and decide on a price after the artifact has been cleaned? Stepping forward, Zhang Xuan suddenly recalled something and looked at the dealer. No way. You have to pay first before cleaning it. This is a part of the rules. Otherwise, what if it turns out to be a trash after you clean it and you no longer want it, or if it turns out too valuable and we no longer want to sell it? It would be impossible to resolve such situations. The dealer stated coldly. In order to prevent such contention, one had to pay after deciding on an artifact in treasure speculation. This was equivalent to signing a contract, no one would be able to turn their back on it. All right then. After being informed of the rules, Zhang Xuan could only nod his head. Then, turning over to look at the artifacts, he said without blushing, "Come, point out for me which artifacts are worth less than 8 gold coins in this pile. I will choose one from them."